It's Monday, August 17th, 2020. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to recap on a few things. It's going to be a quick video, really quick. I've had a few people ask me in the last couple of days how to join my Patreon channel. If you go down in the description box right here on YouTube, you will see a link to my website, jeremiahbabe.com. Go to that link, press on that link, and you will see a link to Patreon. It will take you right to Patreon. You can join up. It's like $3. And I'm going to be making at least two videos a week there. I know I've probably fallen back a little bit because of my eye surgery. So I'm feeling much better. The recovery is doing great. So I'm going to be putting out minimal 2 videos a week on Patreon where I can openly discuss a little bit more freely things happening socially and politically. So if you're not a member, make sure you join my Patreon channel. But let's get into this video right now. I truly believe that, and I think a lot of you do too, that the rescue attempt of this economy has failed. There is no V-shaped recovery coming. This whole thing has been a failure. And you know, when I talk to people who are smart people, but they're not very awake, you know these type of people, they may have a good job, they've got a degree, but they're really not that smart. They're not awake. And I know these kind of people, and they're now saying, hey, JB, you know, things aren't looking too good. I was just in a meeting in LA and I couldn't believe the amount of homeless people, or I couldn't believe how many people were walking up to my car, panhandling, or right in my area. I can't believe the amount of trash that I'm seeing in the area, the amount of homeless people, the zombies. So even people who aren't even awake are beginning to see the signs of this economy collapsing. And, you know, when we look at reports like this one, Empire Manufacturing Survey slumps in August as new orders decline. Now, you don't have to be an Einstein here to figure this out. You can just read the article. It's on the Hedge. Analysts expected a modest decline in the Empire Manufacturing Survey from 17.2 to 15. The soft sentiment signal tumbled to just 3.7. The graph goes like this and straight down. The drop was driven by a decline in new orders. These drops are going to continue, ladies and gentlemen. And the dopes that keep telling you that there's going to be some V-shaped recovery, when? My concern is, where is the light at the end of the tunnel? What is going to pull America out of this depression? This depression is barely in the second inning. We've got a long way to go. It is going to last years. The amount of damage that has already been done, we haven't even seen the repercussions yet. It's going to last for years. Just think about shutting an economy down for just a day, a week. We're going on what, 22 weeks now of this economy being shut down. The result of this is going to be immense. It is going to take years to get out of this. And what in the world are we even manufacturing at this point in America to begin with? Think about that. Where are the jobs going to come from if we do not begin to make our own pharmaceuticals, if we are not manufacturing products right here in America, if we continue to be reliant on Asia and other countries? What are people going to do for a living? Just continue to drive for Lyft and Uber, which may not even be a job in California here shortly. Everybody's going to work in leisure and hospitality. And I guess we'll just work for a handful of wealthy people. And we'll just all work in casinos and hotels, work at car washes, we'll make coffees, and that's about it. So very concerning times here in America. And if that isn't enough, I was reading today on CNBC, Pizza Hut to close up to 300 locations operated by bankrupt franchise. This is how bad things are getting in America, that Pizza Hut can't even survive. Some of the cheapest food, where they're doing delivery and takeout, and they're going to have to close up to 300 locations. Another sign of the times. This article on CNBC, very concerning. $300 unemployment boost may last for only 3 weeks. In some states, recipients may only get 3 weeks worth of payments if they get them at all. The $300 goes to states approved for funds by FEMA, which is dispersing the relief. If your state isn't approved, there's nothing coming to you. And this is extremely concerning. When you look, especially out here, out west, this is one of the hottest summers on the West Coast that we've had in years. And you look at utility bills of the average person, average household, and you look at millions of people now reliant on unemployment, reliant on these bonuses, reliant on a stimulus check, and we're having one of the hottest summers of all time. I've talked to people in Arizona. I can tell you from experience right here in California, it's been blistering hot, about, I don't know, 113 maybe today, but very, very humid. But, you know, as I said in past videos, getting a electric bill for $300, $500, $700, even $800 is not out of the ordinary. If you're not working today, or your partner, spouse is not working, and now it's a single income trying to support the household, and you're getting a $500 or $600 or $700 utility bill, this is a setback. And I don't know, guys, I don't know how people are doing it. And then you look at food prices, going to the grocery store. You know, I was just at a discount grocer last week, and oysters, I used to, you know, pick up oysters for 74 cents. They're now a dollar, I think they were $1.10. So just a few months ago, 74 cents, now $1.10. And every week I go to the grocery store, I can see the cost of food rising. Inflation is alive and well. And when we see what is happening with gold, it should tell you that inflation is alive and well, because gold knows something. Something is going on, and gold knows it. Gold doesn't go up. Let's talk about today. Gold was up around $40. It's pulled back a little bit after hours. I'm looking at CNBC right now, currently, this late afternoon. It is around $19.91. Silver, over $27. It was up around $1.60 today, according to CNBC. Pulled back about 27-30 cents after hours. So anyways, it's above 27. It was really trying to get back up to 28 today. So they're not able to knock the metals down like they once did. You know, we look at last Tuesday, gold dropped more than 5%. Everybody was telling us, you know, told you so. Silver got hit. But we saw last week gold go below 1900 for a little bit. Silver got absolutely hammered, 13%. It was a bad week for the metals. Everybody said, "Oh, told you it was going to go back down. Told you so." You know, laughing, and here they are. Coming right back yet again today. Gold has retracted over 60% of last week's drop, and silver was absolutely soaring today. It was up over 6%. And look, it's going to be volatile. Don't get me wrong. No doubt we're going to see volatility in these metals markets, but every time there's a pullback, it's another opportunity for you and I to buy. The more we see people like Warren Buffett coming into the gold market and getting out of the banking sector and getting into the gold sector, I think this is the tip of the iceberg. I think we're going to see institutional money coming into gold and silver. They are coming to the party. They are not going to be left out, that's for sure. But you know, the volatility, we will continue to see volatility. We saw it last week, but the floor becomes higher. I don't think we're going to go back to the days of seeing $13 silver or $1,200 or $1,300 gold. Those days are over. Could gold come back to $1,700, $1,800? Sure. Could silver come back to $22, $23? Sure. But it ain't going back to $12 or $13. I don't see that happening. The floor is much higher. The pullbacks are not going to be like they once were. But again, the smart money, the hedge funds, the institutional money, the billionaires, they're coming to the party, and this is going to drive prices to the moon. And at that point, you're going to have to figure out how long you're going to ride this train before you get off. And for me, I will be at some point selling my gold and my silver and transitioning over to real estate, buying some land, buying a property with some land. But I'm going to be basically trading it for one asset for another asset, and that asset will be real estate. But that's going to be the trick. Like, when do you know to get out of gold and silver? Is it going to be when gold's 4,000 an ounce, 5,000 an ounce, 10,000 an ounce, silver $80 an ounce, 100, 200 an ounce? These are all decisions that I think we're going to have to make at some point. I think it's a ways down the road, but we're already seeing where this is all going. Home builders have never, ever been more confident. This was on The Hedge today. And I want somebody to please explain to me all this optimism with the home builders, because when I see 40, 50, 60 million people out of work, I see the U.S. manufacturing slumping. I see record household debt. I see retail collapsing. I see commercial real estate collapsing. I see record deficits and debt right here in America. Right now, budget deficit hits record as U.S. spends 100% more than it collects. This is all bullish for gold and for silver. I don't see how this is bullish for home builders. I don't see where the optimism is coming from. How about lending standards tightening up? Many banks now want 20% down, 700 plus FICAs. They're going to require you to have a job. We have 40, 50, 60 million people out of work. How could there be any optimism for home builders? I don't get it. But I just think there's so much propaganda out there with all these people on the television. I don't believe it. And anybody that believes that unemployment is 10.2% right now, you need to get psychological help. And I'm not making fun of you, but you really need to get help. Anybody that thinks this is a great time to buy a home or to make a large investment, you really need help. You need help. I've been reading a lot of articles that people are, they're flooding out of the cities in droves, and they're moving to the suburbs. But the question still remains. Most people in the cities still need to sell their property in order to make a purchase in the suburbs. So as everybody is leaving the cities or wants to leave the cities, who would be the buyers to move into a New York or to move into a Chicago? There are no buyers. Now, if you're wealthy and you have a property there, you can just leave and go buy another one, or you already have 2, 3, 4, or 7 other properties. You're wealthy, so you can just leave one and go to the other, and it doesn't even affect you, right? But the average person who's making $50,000 a year or $70,000 a year, or household income of $100,000 a year living in Chicago, where are they going to get the money to go buy a $500,000 house in the suburbs? So if somebody could please explain that to me, maybe I'm missing out on something, but I don't see where the home builder optimism is coming from, and I don't see how we are not going to see a housing crash in America. To me, it is mathematically impossible for it not to occur when you have a frozen economy, record GDP smashed, record deficits, record debt, states and municipalities going bankrupt, 40 to 60 million people without work, retail apocalypse, commercial real estate collapsing. I don't get it. So if you could, please explain it to me. I would love to know the answer to that. Anyways, I hope everybody's having a really great day. And I want to say one thing in closing. There's people out there that think I'm a very negative person, and that's completely wrong. Quite the contrary. I'm a very optimistic person, but I'm a realist, and I feel I have a duty to this country, the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, and I have a duty to the greatest people in the world, the people of the United States of America, every one of you, to be truthful, to you. I am just reporting the facts. I'm just a messenger. I'm just somebody speaking out loud, thinking out loud, sharing with you my concerns. Anybody out there that wants to tell me where the light at the end of the tunnel is, how this is all going to get fixed, other than more massive debt creation, money printing, negative interest rates, and how that is going to help America, I have no idea. Giving people money to sit at home. You know, if you just feed a wild animal, it no longer hunts. And I'm not comparing people to wild animals, but if we continue to just give people money to sit at home and not give them jobs, if we're not giving them opportunity, what is going to happen to America? America will begin to not hunt, and it will begin to not produce, not manufacture. It will begin to not be innovative. We are just rewarding people. We are turning America into a welfare state. And I think that is one of the worst things we could possibly do, is just give people handouts. I think people deserve more than that. I think the American people deserve opportunity. They deserve to go out and earn money and make wealth, and be able to feed their families and have that opportunity to have a great life. And the harder you work, to have the opportunity to make more money and to be independent. And I think when you're financially independent, you're less dependent on the government. And we're losing that. People are becoming debt slaves, dependent on handouts. And listen, I feel horrible for millions of people who have lost everything at this point and who are dependent on the government. But the answer is not giving people free money. This country must get into job creation, not debt creation. I'm going to leave it there today. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Please stay safe out there. I continue to watch the violence that is erupting in our cities. And, you know, today you can just take a wrong turn, go down the wrong street, and you could be confronted by some very, very bad people that would do some very bad things to you and your family. So I'm going to leave it on this note. Make sure that your number one asset is security. Make sure that you are aware of your surroundings. God bless every one of you. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, like it, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell notification if you are subscribed so that you get the newest videos. It's going to be an incredible rest of 2020. Be very careful out there.